right, well, I really screwed the pooch. Screwed the pooch on this one. I'm way late on posting this pod episode. Episode 3. Yeah, episode 3. We're getting somewhere. It's a week and a day late. It's a day late, $1 short. It's a week and a day late, and I'm fucking in so much debt. So since I'm late, I figured I'd give you a little something extra this episode. If you're thinking about getting into impersonations or impressions, you're just too scared, you know. Maybe it doesn't feel right. You're missing out on a lot of fun, is basically what I'm getting at here. So what I want you to do is just start by repeating after me. The letter Z, the number 9, but plural, so nines. Fries, you know, like French fries. And then nice. So you got Z, and you got nines everywhere, nines. Fries, nice. I'll say it faster. Z, nines, fries, nice. The nines fries nice. The nines fries nice. They're the last ones that we're not going to be allowed to make fun of. So just continue on. Back to the show. Check. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Welcome back. It's that TSAEZ pod show where we're trying to laugh and de-yoke. Get that yoke off you. Life always putting on various yokes, unwanted or wanted, and sometimes you gotta take it off to relax a bit. You gotta take it off to get your mind clear. You gotta forget about everybody else's fields to plow. Remember, you gotta plow your own. Put your own yoke on, bro. That Mr. Harlan Williams, the Harlan Highway podcast. Brosemius, Brosephios. He's always doing that. It's like, do you hear me, Brosephios? Fun times. Hey, how about that last pod episode? Hey, how about that last pod episode? Chad Kulchin. I'm a little scatterbrained, if you can't tell. So, not the greatest interviewer. Again, that was my first time interviewing somebody like that. I thought it went decently well. We got some laughs out of the guy and got to hear about his other podcasts. I got to forget everything I wanted to ask and talk about. That's fine. He kind of, if you think about it, de-yokes with his whole idea that nothing matters. So no matter how many people around him are trying to pile on all the stressors of life and pile on all these responsibilities that might not even benefit you. It could just benefit the person trying to fill your cart that's hooked to your yoke, or however you want to look at that. I'm not the first, of course, to talk about this concept. It's not the first time this concept has been, perceived and messaged to you, I'm sure. But just coining that word, de-yokification. We're de-yoking. That's why I almost named the podcast de-yoking. I thought that was too limiting. So that's it ain't easy. Crystal is out there. Change it. If he even looked at it, he's not looking at it. That's all right. Nobody's going to listen to this podcast right off the bat. Hopefully we can figure out how to get some more subscribers and followers and all that. Tell a friend. Because here I am at 7 in the morning and with a Home Depot I'm supposed to be working at. Again, contractor, assembler. So I just build whatever pile of crap they set out there, and that's it. So it's kind of nice, kind of like building Legos all day while working out. I mean, my six-pack is coming back, and I've not been doing sit-ups and stuff. I know I need to start. Quite a bit of hypocrisy going on over here at that TSAEZ pod show. Trying to talk about how you shouldn't sit, and that all kind of coined from physical therapy down here in Florida, Southwest Florida to be more specific. Of course, Florida being the retirement state it is, the demographic of patients in physical therapy. See, scatterbrain. So, Home Depot, no work. They're pulling stuff now. Today's Tuesday, the 17th of October. So tomorrow's Wednesday. So I got to have something put together to put up out there in the airwaves for a pod show, or at least an episode. So they don't have any work, but they're going to pull some. So I got to wait. So I'm like, well, I might as well go out here, try to knock out this, the majority of this pod show, at least, episode. So sorry for the lighting if it's a little dim in here, if you feel a little intimate. I don't know. Reach out if you got to. We can whisper over the phone or something. Hypocrisy at the That's It Ain't Easy pod show. I should be working out every day. I think everybody probably would benefit from it. We've heard it all before. I mean, from the Joe Rogan podcast, the JRE experience. He's always going on about it, of course, and I think it's causing this wave across society. Not a red wave, even though it does seem like it's now associated with conservatism. Conservatism. To get healthy? Why do we have to politicize everything? Golly. I mean, progress humankind, conserve humanity. That's my zinger. That's my little quote. If I were to run, never gonna run. But, well, that's a good campaign slogan, right? Conserve humanity, progress humankind. Or vice versa, however you want to say it. We'd all benefit from that. I should be working out more. I actually did a little session, trying to do it with the kids, 5 and 7 years old. They don't want nothing to do. Dude, they got so lazy all of a sudden. Are you kidding me, kids? You can't one push-up. They're doing it like, now we're homeschooling. And my wife, she doesn't, she's not doing push-ups with the kids and stuff. So I try to do it a little bit. There's no elbow movement. It's all just shoulder sagging your gut, shoulders sagging your gut. No, he got it. My son got it eventually. My daughter, she was not having it. But she could have what is a CMT, a Charcot-Marie tooth. It's a neurological disease my wife has, so there's a 50-50 chance your offspring will have it, unfortunately. And it just really messes with the distal extremities, your feet, your ankles, your hands, fingers, wrists, toes. They all start to really tighten up. Like my daughter has no dorsiflexion, so the ankle goes up. Like if you lift your toes up, that's dorsiflexion. You point them down. Plantar flexion. She stops pretty much at neutral or zero dorsiflexion. She can't pull them up. So pretty sure she's got it. So it typically makes people a little more lanky and just a lot less coordinated, but you can't really see it in their, daily activities unless you know what to look for, of course. For varying degrees of this disease where things can get way bad, like your toes can really curl up under your foot. Some people will go on the side of their ankle. So doctor, I can't remember his name on Instagram right now, but he's really trying to do a lot for it out there, doing the surgeries and really helping people get back on their feet in a more normal or functional way, I should say, not normal. Excuse me. So yeah, I at least got my abs sore the other day. I do a little ab wheel. I got a little power tower. It's like a pull-up bar, dip station thing. I tried the gym, man. I just ended up paying $20 a month at Planet Fitness for a while and wasn't going, and that didn't work. But no, this job, man, you're moving and grooving all day if you want to make money, because it's pay per piece. So every piece you do, there's a little percentage of reimbursement to you. But yeah, I've definitely noticed an increase in strength since starting this job, whereas when I was in physical therapy, I knew probably more about it then. I don't think I forgot too much yet. Did it for 7 years. Now, this is my first year out of it. Yeah, October made a year for this assembly tech position. It's partly the freedom, so I can come out here and do this any time of day if I need to. So you got to look at the positives, your perspective. When I walk in this morning and there's no work, just keep calm and move on, dude. Talk to the manager, see if she's got work, and then just chill. Now you've got time. You were crunching the deadline with this pod episode. Now you've got the opportunity to do it. Kind of forced your hand. So there it is, Persephiosh. Universe, God, or whoever has kissed you with its essence. Don't sit, MFer. Perspective. Yeah, so, I could have got mad and just called my boss, so send me somewhere else. They don't have anything freaking ready. Rah, rah, rah. But instead, if this is what I want to do for my life, I gotta put some work into it. It's very hard at home. I'm a professional excuse producer. No, I am the executive excuse producer. We'll make some t-shirts about that. Man, I was trying to get this domain. I was trying to buy a website because I want to sell some like novelty gift type ideas. Like the pump sprayer. Yeah, no, I could convert a couple pump sprayers and actually sell them as those backyard bidets. Hey, it's Whistle Lip Skippy, and it's a backyard bidet. Yeah. This episode was also brought to you by Whistle Lip Skippy's Magnetos. Yes, we got this Magnetos, son. If you're doing assembly work or you're doing any other kind of construction where you got to drop a lot of shit all day and it's metal, we got this clip-on, sewed-on, glued-on magnets for your shoes, son.
I mean, what are you waiting for, people? This stuff is incredible. Get your magnetos. Pick everything right on up and bring it on to you. Balancing? Yes, you're getting that, like Craig said now. Yeah, he says you're getting that ankle strength, balancing.
This way you can pick up those items you've been dropping. You can pick them up. You can work on your balance. Your ankle strength will increase as you stand on one foot. User be warned. You got to use this one at your own risk, because if you fall while lifting your foot trying to get that thing off the magnetos, we can't be held. We can't be held accountable. See what I'm saying? So it's a good functional exercise, and it's also saving you time, so you don't have to bend all the way down or what have you to pick up that dropped little screw. It's quite functional. I like it. Yes. Hey, thanks, Whistle Lip Skippy, for that little insight and supporting the show. I was trying to buy the domain, so here is where I'd be like, head on over to onlyasians.com, purchase your magnetos and backyard bidet today. But onlyasians.com is not purchased, but it is supposedly a $38,000 domain. Because when I found it and it said that this wasn't taken yet, I was like, that's perfect. I didn't think domains were that kind of... Is that the MetaVerse real estate agency we were dealing with? I mean, Jesus. Just to get a website, $38,000? Or it's like $1,000 and some odd dollars a month? Shit. Yeah, I started to set up the old Squarespace. They want to get your money before you can really feel everything out in there, so I did not continue purchasing that, and then I realized that the domain was going to be way too expensive anyway. So hey, maybe we'll find that's it ain't easy.com one day, and I can start selling somebody's novelty gift ideas. I put up a post where you could find a backyard bidet at onlyasians.com. Of course, it's going to take you to a site that says this domain's for sale. Oh well. Whistle Lip Skippy, yeah, I use those magnetos. I'm an assembler tech. I'm dropping screws all day. And some of these screws don't give you extras. Some of these hardware packs don't give you extra screws. So you really got to keep your eye on them screws, or you're screwed. Don't want to lose the parts. What else? We wanted to go from perspective. So I used, in physical therapy, actually I had a patient, older dude, older gentleman, probably pushing 60 or so, but still working. He's not retired. I see a lot of people hold the mic down here. I like it up here. I don't know why. Really give direction to that. And he liked it. I was thinking at the time when I was treating the dude as I was a physical therapist assistant, man, am I lucky I'm here and not there, working outside. He's talking about putting together grocery carts or something for Walmart, which I haven't done any grocery carts yet. But yeah, everything else is proven to be fun. I guess I like to work with my hands a lot. But it frees my mind up. So it's like, I used to have the perspective that this was a BS job. I'd probably never make the money I could make in physical therapy, which if I got here at 6 a.m. every morning, I could definitely make that money a little more. But my ass is tired and lazy. Executive excuse producer. I'm a procrastinator, bro. So with the new perspective, it's good exercise. I'm not sitting. My hands are working, so my mind's free. And so then I start thinking up all this crazy shit for the show. And here we are trying to regurgitate it to you guys and make this kind of fun. Hopefully one day I've got a more actual, like a studio. The thing I did with Chad was a temporary thing, and it still wasn't soundproofed and didn't sound good. I feel like there's a humming with this mic and this setup. So I might have to check that out with my other device or something, see if there's a sound. I think it's a reverberation or just bad feedback because I'm so close. I'm in the frickin' truck here doing a pod show. So, perspective, huh? You can see me over here. You can see me over here. You can see me from down here. You can see perspective. Wouldn't have wanted done it back then. Would have hated life. And now that I'm in it, I actually enjoy it. My mind's free. In physical therapy, my mind was, you got to be focused on the patient, thinking up things to help them improve, answering all the endless questions that they have. So, new perspective on life. That was going to segue into something different. Procrastination. Threw up that song for a little ad for the Chad Kultgen interview. One of my favorite songs of all time by Incubus on their album Science, which was before they actually got popular with like Are You In or Morning View or what is it? Spontaneous Combustion. Man, that's too early. I was not ready to do this morning. It's going to probably come out half the day, Knock out some work, come out here and do the buzz show. Wow, back to work. Take it away, Whistle Lip Skibby. No, I'm kidding. Although he does have a nice kitty cat jack stand. Yes, here we have the kitty cat jack stand. You tired of bending over to pick up all that poop and pee at the clumpy, nasty claymation science show, science experiment? Are you tired of bending down to pick up them little dingleberries out the kitty box and just making a mess everywhere? That's why you gotta get my kitty cat jack stand. Just place your cat box on this, accordion-style scaffolding system hooked up to a damn leg pump, foot pump. All you gotta do is step on that step. The hydraulic system will raise your kitty cat box up to waist height. Now you can pick up that poop a lot easier. Thanks, Whistle Lip Skibby. I haven't gotten to purchase that one yet, but it does sound like a good product that I would like to buy. You don't want to be throwing your back out. I mean, it's from PT. Yeah, the magnetos, balance, convenient. Kitty cat jack stand, help your posture, convenient. I mean, Whistle Lip Skibby's got a lot of good ideas. Hopefully we can partner up with him and get him on thatcityneeds.com online store where you can buy all the apparel and novelty gift ideas you may need. Back to the show. Procrastination. My whole life I wanted to do some form of entertainment. I was like, Jackie Chan came around. I grew up on Jean-Claude Van Damme. Oh man. So I was like, I like the funny part of Jackie Chan, but Jean-Claude Van Damme back then was such a badass, So I was like, well, I could maybe do a mix. Like I could be the action funny star, kind of like Jackie Chan, but like an American version. And it was always such a pie in the sky, and there was no reinforcement from the family that was anywhere close to a possibility. And I was so shy in front of strangers, so I didn't think I could memorize lines like in order to be an actor, but grew up watching stand-up comedy all the time. Comedy Central presents. Every once in a while, either my mom and stepdad would have HBO or my dad and stepmom would have HBO, so I could watch a lot of the specials back then. But I'm so scatterbrained, I don't remember like a ton of clips, and I don't have like favorite sets and shows from back then because I'd had to watch them like 5 times over to remember anything. I mean, it's the same thing going to movies with the family, like the big screen. I walk out of there and everybody's like, just enthused about the movie, talking about all their favorite parts, and I'm like, dude, I don't remember any of that shit. I've just been living a daydream my whole life. So physical therapy was a safe choice. I started to become miserable at the 5-year mark. I was warned about a 7-year itch, kind of like marriage. Had to get out. So I like this because of the mindlessness, so I can focus more on the creativity, the assembly position I'm talking about. I like that for the freedom of thought. Oh, compliance. God, that was another thing that forced me out of physical therapy or healthcare world in general. Forced compliance, incentivization. The last company I worked for, incentivized, they're a national company, but they were young. They were only like 5 years old. Incentivized all their employees with at least $250,000 in total. So if you get the first injection, you were shoo-in for like a weekly or monthly sweepstakes of like $1,000. I think that was weekly, and then eventually they switched it over to like 1 week was like 50 G's, where it was like 1,000 the first day, 5,000 the next day, 10,000 the next day, 15,000 the next day, and then 20,000 on the last day. Good God! So they were really pushing that. Can't imagine why. Who would give away money? It's a brand new company, unless there was some kind of incentivization on the back end for them, right? Conspiracy alert! Conspiracy alert! There's plenty of news. I mean, there's plenty of other sources of information, factually backed in science. Like everybody was trying to trust the science, trust the science, trust the science. You gotta trust the science. The science is ever fucking changing. So, what are you saying here? I mean, it's never one thing proven in science yesterday can be totally flipped on its back ass end the next day, and can't get too into it. This is a comedy pod show, for Christ's sake, Craig! Anywho's, what's that? You're probably getting a nasty glare by now, huh? The sun's coming up. Where's my little video app here? I hope we're still connected. 21 minutes already. Shit! Hadn't even gotten to, like, one of the big things I missed in Chad Kultgen's interview. I really wanted to talk to him about. Elaborate upon. Extrapolate more information from AI assisting our comedy workshop. Shout out to Shelly Kelly. She's the host of that. Holds it at Ollie's Beer and Records, or Ollie's Pub Beer and Records. It's in Cape Coral. That's where we do our comedy workshops. That's where we have some of those competitions, the comedy competitions. Shout out to Sean over there. I think his last name is Dunnigan, but I could be confusing that with Kyle Dunnigan. But anyways, it's Ollie's Pub Beer and Records. So yeah, every Sunday we do the workshop. I think that'd be freaking awesome if artificial intelligence kind of partnered in a way, you know? They could help host the whole show. They could help give feedback. It could help give feedback on all the different comics. And we could all kind of similarly, like the Dudesy Pod show, the AI has access to all their personal information. We could do it more of like a partner with a comedy writing app or some shit, where we had file systems for each of us that could all link up to whatever AI was help hosting that, so it could give you personalized feedback in your file, or you could turn in shit if it asks for shit. I think that'd be cool though. So we get the workshops, or fizzle 15 minutes or fizzle, and then after your 15 minutes or fizzling, you get a bunch of feedback from the audience. Well, could be kind of similar to the Kill Tony podcast, but with the artificial intelligence. I think that'd be badass. And it could also help promote this show. That's what I need. That's where I think some of the best benefits of this artificial intelligence are going to come from, is all the monotonous kind of workload that AI could take over. So I think Chad must have been trying to explain this in one of those episodes on the Dudesy Pod show. If you got the office job, and you got to get demographics for some kind of product, or you got to crunch a bunch of numbers, like you could just send that over to the AI to knock out in a fraction of a second, while you get your creative juices flowing on the other end of whatever the company or whatever the business is you're in. And I think that'd be amazing, dude. Like, AI could post these Instagram posts, chop up my videos and whatever nonsense I'm putting out there. Sorry for popping my peas. I'm nervous this morning. That's weird. Ain't nobody in here. Deep breath. Woo-sa, MFR. Static from that headphone line. So, yeah, that'd be kick-ass. Shout out to a bunch of the comics that are going there. We got Seamus O'Dunn. Thanks for all the laughs. Thanks for all the recommendations and advice and the book rec. Thanks to all the other comics out there. I probably won't remember you all, but there's Aidan Martin, Christopher Proya, there's freaking McKay, Laura McKay, Emily Fisher, Zink Zonk. There's a bunch. I know there's more. Who else? Andrew Perez? Or Andy Perez? Griffin Oppenheimer? What a kick-ass last name. Maybe. I'm not in support. I didn't even watch the movie. I don't even know what it's about. So then it's tough to get to these comedy shows where you will also see comics like Sean Scove, Jason Dahm, Tim Mayetta, Johnny Almanza, Adam Marco. The list just keeps growing. It's great. Community's great. Comedy community's great. Raising the family, 3 kids now. My wife, stay-at-home mom. She's homeschooling, doing that whole job. But that leaves just this one job for our bread and our fishy. Jesus, can you help split some of this up? We need more. Yeah, so hopefully one day I can figure out how to do this full time. The assembly job is just because I got bills to pay. That's why I want to do a website, offer up some silly products, show that I'm trying. I might have to open up a freaking OnlyFans or freaking GoFundMe or something. I think I was listening to a podcast with Matt Rife on Tom Segura, and it mentioned something about OnlyFans is now supporting comedy, like stand-up comedians in some form of fashion. I am probably way behind on this. I was way behind on podcasts to begin with. I only started listening at Joe Rogan's 10-year anniversary, and then it just opened up the floodgates on me. So now I can't get enough of the podcasts. That's because I could listen to them all day while I just work with my hands. So it's nice. You gotta look at the positive in life. You gotta look at that cup. It's been full and it's overflowing. It's not halfway full or halfway empty. My cup is overfloweth. Everybody says it. You've heard it somewhere. It's a lottery win to just have been born here in the United States. Regardless, maybe not regardless of the societal bracket you fall into, because I know some are way more oppressed than others, and it makes it way harder for some to get certain work or whatever, or fair work, fair pay, and all that. I don't mean to be insensitive. I think I was pretty insensitive in the interview with Chad. I didn't mean to be. I kept saying, but you're just grossed out by the meat, right? But you're just grossed out. No, I had cancer in my face. And it was, dude had cancer in his face. He beat it. And I got sleeps in my eye. Who's got it worse? So yeah, shout out to all those guys. I think I had a thought when I was thinking. Remember that? Golly, riveting interviewer. I am a riveting interviewer. Hope it gets better. Well, here goes the camera. I gotta check something anyway. Podcasts, I think in general, anybody who's got in the podcast world and kicked all this off, they were de-yoking to begin with. I kept forgetting to mention this in the Dudesy interview with Chad. Theo Vaughn and his podcast this past weekend was actually the one that turned me on to the Dudesy Pod show to begin with. I was making my way through all this past weekend episodes, just binge listening to him. And Will Sasso come on his show, and he starts up with them impersonations. And that was a wrap for me with the Dudesy Pod show. Got up in there, watched all those episodes. It was the first and only so far Patreon I've ever signed up for. Not a lot of money here, but I felt like that one was worth it because it was very inspiring to me personally. Not that it will be for everybody. There is some recreational drug use in there and a lot of curse words in there and wild theories and thoughts and conversations. So I know it's not for everybody. Sorry if that offends anybody. I've tried to recommend the pod show too. Yeah, because you can't get into Hollywood. Theo Vaughn was trying. Kind of was maybe in and out of it a bit. But I remember him talking a lot about all of his auditions, and he'd get turned down, and they're just not the product we're looking for, or a little whippersnapper. Like they didn't like his country vibe or southern vibe, or not country, but, not fitting the mold. So, come on. Who's the bigot here? I don't know. He just branched out. He was doing, I don't know how the sequence of events went for him. I'm not really educated enough to talk on all that, but the podcast for him was kind of sidestepping Hollywood. Probably producing his own stand-up specials or whatever he's doing, sidestepping Hollywood to get your content out there because, people might like it and they might not have any other opportunity to watch it or listen or consume otherwise unless you try to break through and de-yoke. Take that yoke that people give you. set it aside for a second, man. Get your mind right. Clear those eyes. And so yeah, a lot of independent production going on. It seems like in the podcast world. So that's inspiring. Definitely, helped guide me along in the direction I felt like I should nourish my creativity and all that. And we had to really take a giant leap of faith and just dive right in. Whatever. Joe Rogan, of course. I mean, I don't know if you go back to his first episodes. He had just seen Tom Green doing some kind of broadcast out of his home, and he was like, dude, we could do this. And I mean, the most popular podcast in the world started like that, D-Yoke. We don't need these morning shows, radio shows. We don't need Hollywood. Let's go figure this out. All right. Guess that's it for today. Thanks for making it this far if you had. Oh, TSAEZ. Join me next week for episode number 4. TSAEZ. DOOG. 10,000 on your radio dial. That was another Sasso reference.